Dear Homegirls, lots has changed since we last checked in. There was a global pandemic, knotless braids were invented, and on a personal note, I started masturbating. Shout out to that vibrating rose. This is not an ad, but it could be.
Tell them to bring me my money.
I know some of the girls are making their Cabbage Patch dolls get freaky in the 4th grade, but what can I say? I'm a late bloomer. Anyways, I also moved to Atlanta, started a company, shaved my head, and hopped right into my bag. Now, at 30, I'm the bad bitch I've always wanted to be. For me, life feels like 2018, except with disposable income and orgasms. Q's nice for what? What else? Well, in 2020, I met a guy who after 27 years would receive the highly coveted position of being my first boyfriend. Over about 2.5 years, we did the things. We spent holidays with each other's families. We successfully executed a few vacations. And we broke up. There were lots of great times, but unfortunately, a few too many not so great times to keep it going. I learned a lot about men, relationships, and most importantly, me. Some key findings on men and relationships include, first, men have feelings too. Might sound basic, but between the Justin LaBoy memes and Tory Lanez shooting black women, who knew? Actually, I take that back. I really should have known. They are crying out for help.
Help me, nigga!
And second, you can't change people or make them do anything, even when you're trying to upgrade them. That goes for your partner, your bestie, your mama, everybody. You can be loving and supportive, but you can't be responsible for anyone else's life, which is really frustrating because everyone would be way better off if they just listened to me.
Did I lie? Did I lie?
I also went through what felt like a really intense breakup with a best homegirl, which, interestingly enough, was exponentially harder to navigate than any romantic breakup that I've experienced. In hindsight, it was more of a recalibration than the actual end of things, but I didn't know that at the time. Between the pandemic and the end of our 20s, the homegirls were forcibly transitioned from being everywhere with everybody doing everything together to extended moments of solitude, figuring out who we are when no one is watching, and for the first time, putting our respective self-interest first. It's all love, and again, people get to and have to live their own lives. Get with it or get lost, respectfully. Over the years, I watched homegirls fall in love, fall out of love, move in, move out, get engaged, get married, have babies, choose not to have babies, get divorced, lose family members, thrive in their careers, get laid off, travel the world, explore their sexuality, turn up, and get sober, in no particular order. I also experienced firsthand the combined power of calculated risk-taking and optimism.
The upward mobility.
Yes. I leaned into pleasure and watched my whole world open up. Listen, mental health is real, and the evolved homegirls know how to take care of themselves. They are romanticizing their lives, whether they're alone or amongst company, period. But let me get out of my self-help bag, because it hasn't always been that way. When I first started writing Homegirls in the City in 2017, I was at a point in my life when I felt the most undesirable. To romantic partners, to employers, and worst of all, to myself. At first, I wrote and narrated this first-person audio series to have a place to put some of my most embarrassing thoughts and storylines. Inspired by the real experiences and perspectives of myself and my homegirls, of course. From that bold vulnerability came a sense of community and self-confidence that laid the foundation for a new career, new relationships, and an enhanced sense of self. The first iteration of Homegirls in the City was a DIY one-woman show, but this time around, we are upgrading production, along with everything else in our lives. Think hiring writers and producers, developing a marketing strategy, designing new merch. If you want to support Homegirls in the City 2.0, please consider donating to our crowdfunding campaign. And check out the first iteration of Homegirls in the City wherever you listen to podcasts. But no, it's up from here. XO, your favorite homegirl.